Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to look at a different software for software-defined radio, and this software is known as Zenith SDR. Software is available only for Windows, and you can buy it for $49. What they're claiming is actually a full-fledged software. If you want to use ham radio, you want to look at the spectrum and things like that. So an amazing software. That's what they're claiming. So we're gonna look at, and we're gonna show. I'm gonna show you how you can actually install this and also run it on your PC as well. So it's a complete software that supports RTL-SDR, HackRF, PlutoSDR. You can also connect your ICOM rig as well. So it's $49, and for a free trial version, you get 3 days. A very beautiful, as you can see, the interface of this particular software. So I'm going to show you actually how does an actual interface does look like by connecting my HackRF radio with it. So once you download this software, it's about 219 megabytes of software. You will see it on your download folder. It's called Zenith SDR. Just simply run it. And after you run that, in order for you to actually run your RTL, SDR or HackRF, you need to have another set of software, which is actually a USB driver, which is known as ZEDIC, which is this. Okay, you can also download this as well. And in order for you to just simply to run this, all you need to do, go to your download folder where you downloaded this, just simply run this ZEDIC and allow this. Yes, make sure your RTL SDR dongle or your HackRF or PlutoSDR is connected. You will see something like this. Go to option and list all the devices, and when you drop it down, you will see your HackRF. So just simply click on HackRF and just hit install. I have already installed it. You can just simply install it. It will take a few minutes to actually just download the software and install it for you. Once everything is good to go and you have installed your Zenith SDR, the next step you need to do is actually just run the software. That's it. So just go in. I have, let me just minimize. So I have my Zenith SDR, which is running. So I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to open it, and we're going to look at it. So the interface is very, very nice actually. When I was like going through it, the first thing you will see a faculty page, and this is actually the information that you're getting. The first spectrum that you will see is that it is actually from that web SDR software, the hardware itself, which is being ran by that particular university's website. Now, in order for you to actually connect your RTL SDR dongle or HackRF, there's an option right here. It says scan for devices. Just simply go ahead and scan for devices. Once you scan for devices, you will see the list of all the devices right here, right? Once you see list of all the devices here, just select your HackRF. And once you have selected it, just go in and select that and hit start. As soon as you hit start, it will automatically start whatever the spectrum and the waterfall graph that you're seeing right now. This is actually coming from your HackRF. So your HackRF or your RTL SDR is connected. You can increase the sample rate if you want. Right here, you can select your sample rate as well. You can select different frequency if you want. So for example, let's say I decided to go to a frequency which is somewhere around 106. When I hit enter, the frequency that you're seeing right now is actually 106, which is actually your wideband FM frequency right here. And you can also see the frequency, you will see the span, you will see DMOD is actually USB, but I can go in and I can go in here, wideband FM, and I can select this to be wideband FM. So now what you're looking at is wideband FM. I can also increase my RF gain as well. There is also a knob here which you can use to actually, which is your tuning wheel that has a step size of about 1 kilohertz. You can change this step size to, let's say, what is the maximum step size? Like one kilohertz is the maximum step size that you can use. So you can choose the step size. So that is going to perform the tuning here. As you can see it's actually moving the spectrum. The software layout is pretty nice, and you can just tune in more. Since I've increased my RF gain right here, I can tune in a little bit more, and I probably can turn on the volume as well. I think I've muted it here, but so you can see this. You can see the sound and stuff like that. The other thing is they have already have a band selector here for different frequencies. So you can go in and check it out for your shortwave, for FM, for 80 meter band, 40 meter band, 10 meter band, then you have 70 centimeter band and things like that. That's this controller. Then you have ham decoder. These are some of the panel band for ham radio operators. You can also have a filter operation as well right here. The other thing that you can do is actually you have your variable frequency, then you have different type of displays, so you can control the display. If you want to control the display of this, you can do that. You can also control the FFT. Now the other cool thing that this particular software does is actually ADSB. So you don't have to tune in into a frequency, just simply go to ADSB and hit here, tune into 1090. Make sure you have a proper antenna. I don't have a proper antenna with the HackRF. Eventually you will be able to see the call sign, latitude, longitude, and things like that. Same thing, you can perform it for your AIS as well, which is your vessel uh, navigation system. You will find the MMS number, then you can have different channel 161.975, then 162.025. These are some other things that you can also do with this. You can, okay, now here are some RF and audio controls. You can see this. So you can do different mode. You have AM, LSB, USB, which is your upper sideband. Then also you have a band map as well. You can save the frequencies if you want with this. You have a wave display, different type of display, how you want to see it. Right here you have different, you can start and stop the scan and things like that. And let's just try to tune into a different frequency band now. Let's try somewhere around 935 megahertz. So let me just simply go in and change this frequency to 935. Let's go about 946. So this is somewhere around your wireless telephony that you're seeing right now. I can just turn off the demodulation as well. So let me just have this continuous wave. And let's try some other frequency. Let's try 955. All right, so this is somewhere around your cellular telephony as well. All right, somewhere around that vicinity, as you can see this. Let's try 945. The reason I try these frequencies because these cellular frequencies are quite strong, and then I can pick it up with any antenna that I have. Let's try 935 once again. Here we go. So you have a lot of activity at 935 because my bandwidth is about 2.4 megahertz. Let's try to change this bandwidth because when I was trying to change this bandwidth, I think the maximum it can support is about 3.2 megahertz. Here we go. So now the spectrum looks quite nice. So this is something that is really cool about this particular software that you're seeing right now. I mean, I like the display. It's just so awesome. You can work with different platforms. You can work with different software-defined radio platforms if you want with this particular software. Uh, so so I hope you find this video to be helpful. This is something that I'm gonna need to explore more and more. If you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comment section. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.